This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk us through this 2021 Salem Cruise Light, model 263 BHXL. Okay, so this is just a how-to video. It just goes over some of the features, nothing more. Okay, so as you can see, you obviously have two entry doors. This one goes right into a two-piece bathroom. Oh, what am I saying? No, this is a three-piece. It's actually got a shower in it, so okay, full. These are your low points for plumbing, or for, I'm sorry, these are low points of the plumbing for when you winterize the trailer and that sort of thing. Now you have four scissor type stabilizers that take a 3/4 inch socket or a crank, but it has an added feature. Let me get down here. This yellow apparatus here is called a strong arm. It just takes the forward and rearward movement out of it. So just keep in mind that always have this loose when you're cranking them up and down. Once you get them cranked down into the position you want them, you tighten that up, that T-handle up, so it doesn't move, wiggle forward and backward. There's one of these on each corner of the trailer, so just make sure that you loosen them up before you extend or retract the scissor jacks. Okay, I guess I went a long way to say that, but I got there. Okay, so you have a power awning with LED strip. You got outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood. Now, if you're going to run the fan in the range hood, always remember to open this baffle here. There's right there. So now it's open. It'll flap freely, but when you're not venting, just close it like that. So if you're in transit, you don't want it to break the baffle from flapping around in the wind, and you also, if you're in storage, you don't want to, bugs building a nest in there, that sort of thing. Okay. This is just a signal out for a TV and power. This is a port for a sprayer, which is in the trailer. I'll show that to you when we get to it. This is your fresh water tank fill. Now, the most common way to get water to the trailer obviously is city water, but if you need to fill your fresh water tank and use the onboard pump to pump water, you fill it right here. Okay. Now this is obviously just a 110 AC refrigerator, and this is a griddle. Just keep in mind you have to use this LP line here with quick connect fittings on it. You connect it here. Oh, let me get the camera on. You connect it here. You can see that, and then the other connection is right here under the trailer. So that's how you connect the griddle to the LP system. And this is, you've got the coiled part of the sprayers up front. This is your handset that screws on there. Okay. Your steps, you can adjust the legs independently of each other by pushing up on this lever here, and then just extending and retracting the legs. There's the coiled part of your sprayer. This is a hex 3/4 inch for you put it on a drill so you can crank the stabilizers up and down. This small crank here is in case your tongue jack fails. You can pull the cap off right here, and you can put that crank on there and crank this manually to get yourself out of trouble. All right, like I said, power tongue jack. You got two LP tanks with regulator. You have a deep cycle marine battery right there, and there's the kill switch for it if you wanted to shut it off. Now keep in mind you're always going to want it on, because when you're plugged in, the power converter is going to charge the trailer, or charge the trailer battery, and when you're going down the road, your alternator on your tow vehicle will charge it, so keep that in mind. Now this is your hitch here. It's a Husky center line weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up your trailer. And then in the box behind it there is your dump hose. Okay. Your slide out, just so you know, is called a Schwintech. That's the type of slide out. It's owned by Lippert now, but people still refer to it as a Schwintech. So That's what we'll refer to it as. You can always tell by it has 4 tracks, 2 on each side. Okay, your power cord is 25 feet long and 30 amp. Let's make sure it's not 30 feet long here. If I can see it. Yeah, it doesn't really say. I'm sure it's 25 feet long, although occasionally you get a 30 footer, but that's probably 25. So, okay, and these are your dump valves here. You got the 2 gray valves for the gray tank, and then the black valve for your black tank. Black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray are sink and shower water. So you always dump the black one first. Then you dump the gray ones to kind of wash it out. Okay, and after you do that, you can come over here and hook your hose at the dump station right up to this one right here. This is the black tank flush. Make sure your valve is open for your black tank, and then you turn the water on and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank and clean it out really well. And of course, this is just your regular city water hookup. I showed you the fresh water tank fill on the side of the trailer. This is the most common way to get water right here, okay? And this is cable and satellite through. You have it's pre-wired for a backup camera right there. And keep in mind, the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want to go up there, have somebody go up there, be very careful, of course, and look at the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation up there. Make sure that there's no damage to the roofing material or to any vent covers or anything by low branches, road debris flipping up there, that sort of thing, okay? That's important to do. Not enough people do it. This is your water heater. The switch operates inside, but I just wanted to show you that that's where you drain it right there. It takes 1 1/16 inch 6-point socket to do that. It's gas water heater, okay? All right, so let's go inside. Also, I want to show you, see this white gate valve that's by your LP hookup? That's your fresh water drain right there. So you can drain your fresh water tank so you don't have to carry the water around with you. Let's say you're going home from a trip, you can just pull that valve and dump it. Okay, so this is, let me get this door here. Okay, so this is your control panel right here. Battery's charged, fresh water tank is empty, black tank is empty, gray tank is empty, and galley tank is empty. All right. They fill, it graduates up in 1/3 increments. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray in the black tank. These are, of course, lights. Your water heater, you light right there. And I told you it had an onboard water pump in case you needed to pump water out of your tank. In case if you're camping at a campground without plumbing, you pre-fill the tank and then you would turn on the pump right there and it'll pump water. All right. So there's your awning, in and out. Never leave it unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. And of course, this one here is for your slide room right here. Okay. Okay. You have two remotes. This one here is for the fireplace, the electric fireplace. See right there. You can set the thermostat here. You can change the appearance of the fire here. You can see that. It also has a timer, so you can set it to turn on or turn off whenever you choose. Okay. Your radio is an AM/FM radio. It also has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet. It has a USB port, so you can use a USB stick. Put all your albums on one stick and take them with you, that sort of thing. And also, this HDMI here is an HDMI in to the system. If you wanted to go into the system with let's say a portable Blu-ray player or something like that. Okay. This here is just telling it. First of all, this can be turned on and off. You always want it green when you're using the antenna, or you won't get a good picture. Make sure you got that on. This is just telling us the trailer's pre-wired for a Wi-Fi booster for public Wi-Fi. So basically, it consists of another panel on the roof that you can take off and hook up an antenna up there. And then on this shelf here, you would hook up, connect a router, and it just boosts the signal. You get a better public Wi-Fi. Just keep in mind that there's different options for it, but you always want to get the one with the antenna that's on the roof, because otherwise it doesn't work nearly as well. So you would get the package with the antenna on the roof. Okay? All right. So this device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it goes off, you take everyone outside. You leave the door open, shut the gas off up front, figure out what's going on. This device here, let me get this out of the way, is your power converter. It converts AC to DC power. So you can, let me get in a better position here, hold on. So you can see that on this side you have regular circuit breakers like you'd see at home, 110 AC, and they're all labeled right there. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. So you got automotive, 12 volt automotive fuses here, and they're all labeled. If any of these were to blow, they'll actually light up and you can see them through that tinted plastic. These 240s are the masters, so if you have a wild power surge or something, your 12 volt side goes out, always look at these. That's where the problem's going to be, okay? Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it'll send so much energy your battery up front needs, and it'll send it. If it's charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up there. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs, okay? That's the power converter. Alrighty. So your dinette, you can take the poles out of the top and set the top down onto these cleats here. Then you can use the cushions to fill in the space and turn that into a bed. This jackknife's flat just by grabbing it here, so you can jackknife it flat, turn it into another bed. This piece is removable. Of course, you got 2 bunks here, so that's 4 people right off the bat. Okay, so let me look here. The microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood I told you about. If you're going to run the fan, remember what I told you about opening the baffle outside. It's important. Let's see if the gas is on here. I'm not sure that it is. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise. Then you got 3 knobs for 3 burners, and this one all the way to the right is for the oven. So let's see what we got here. There you go. If you can see it lit right up there. Do another one here. So that's all there is to it. Now with the oven, all the way at the bottom to the back is a pilot light. Now I can spark it, and maybe you can see it from, maybe not, it's hard to tell from this little monitor I have. But what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, you depress it and keep it held in. Then with the other hand, you're going to spark this by turning it clockwise until you see the pilot light down there light. After it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds or so. Then you go to operating temperature. Okay, it cycles like an oven does, but when you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course. But so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. All right, so we'll go towards the bathroom then. Okay. So your sink and shower work like any sink and shower in a bathroom. Keep in mind that you want to run this fan with the vent open, obviously, anytime you use the shower, so you can pull the humidity out. The toilet is an RV toilet, so you have a flush pedal right here, if you can see it, right there. And the black tank is directly below, so right now the black tank is empty. Now if water was hooked up, the water would be spiraling out around the bowl and into the tank, right? So you can't use it with a dry tank because the smell will be overwhelming. So when you hook up at the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you come in here, you'll take your toilet chemical, you throw 1 dose right in the bowl, then you would step on here, the water comes swirling out, and you're going to put about 1 gallon or so of water in the tank. Some people use more, it's up to you. The main thing is you got to have chemical and some water in there before you start using it. Otherwise, well, let's put it this way, if you don't, you'll only do it once. It'll indelibly be etched into your memory. How's that? Okay. Pantry, a lot of room. Okay, so here's the bedroom. You can pull the mattress up, of course, and there's like a foot locker underneath. This is your emergency exit here. Right, so it just pushes all the way through, and then you grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and then you can exit out that way in an extreme emergency. Okay. There's stickers missing, but right here is a backing plate, so you could put a mounting bracket right there. Also, there's your signal and your power, so you can put a bracket here. There's normally a sticker there, but I don't see it. Okay, so let me see if we've covered everything here. Let me look around, make sure I didn't forget anything. Your thermostat is right here. It's very simple. The only thing you have to remember is this is the mode bar here. So you just push it, and you go through the different modes: heat, off, fan, which is the air conditioner running without the compressor, cool, high, low, auto. You always use it on auto. Anytime you have the option to put the fan on auto, always do that, please. That's the best way to do it. Okay? Okay, I think that does it. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt compressor refrigerator. So it runs on 12-volt DC, so when you're pulling it down the road, your alternators, or your tow vehicle's alternator, will be charging the battery. And the battery will be running the refrigerator. When you're at the campground or anytime you're plugged into shore power, your power converter down here will be sending the 12 volts to run the refrigerator. Okay? Alright, so that's it then. Okay, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. You want to do that every 90 days. If you see any issues, take care of it immediately. Anytime you're caulking or putting any kind of sealant on the trailer, never use silicone from the hardware store. It's always got to be the proper stuff from a RV place. It's not all the same. So keep that in mind also. Thank you very much.